people. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa man wala, amma ba'd. Today we are on the second part of the lesson of fasting of Ramadan. This is about people exempted from fasting in Ramadan. Number one, a traveler. We already learned about traveler, right? A person who is regarded as a musafir in Islam. Who can tell me how far you have to travel for being a traveler? Who can tell me? Can anyone say? Sohaira.
It's like a distance.
Yeah. What is the distance?
Is it 15.6? No.
What is that? Okay, anyway. That means this is basically fixed for walking. If you need to walk, as distance, what you need to cross for 3 days and 3 nights. Like that, a distance is count for being a traveler. That means, so that is fixed about 48 kilometers. About 48 kilometers, that is, 48 miles, which is, if you convert to kilometers, that is 77 point some, just something more kilometers will be fixed. So if you travel more than 77 kilometers, that time you are musafir in Islam. According to Islam, you are musafir, you are traveler. Mahir, প্রায় 48 মাইল, প্রায় 48 মাইল, অর্থাৎ কেউ যদি 77 something, যেটা কনভার্ট করলে আর একটু কি থাকে, ভাঙতি থাকে, that time তুমি হইবা কি মুসাফির. So if you are musafir, if you are traveler, that time you are exempted to do fasting of Ramadan. That means you can count the first, what you can't, those days when you are traveler, those days you have to keep that fasting later when you come back. And also, as a traveler, you will be counted as traveler if you go somewhere, wherever you go, if you stay there less than 15 days. So if you stay there more than 15 days, that time you are not traveler. Keep in mind. Okay, number two, a very sick person when he fears for his life. That means if you keep fast of Ramadan, because of keeping fasting of Ramadan, you may die. So if you have like this fear, that time you can skip the fasting of Ramadan. And if you will go, or if you are recover later, that time you should keep that qada. Let me keep fasting later. Then a person who fears death due to extreme hunger and thirst, the time also you can skip, you are exempted. Now, women in the state of haiz or nifas, you already learned about haiz and nifas, our last lesson of salah or prayer. Things that break the fast. Very careful about this, because if we do these things, any of these things, the time our fast will be nullified. Mahir, এই যে কাজগুলো করলে আমাদের রোজা ভেঙে যাবে, আর এই জন্য আমাদেরকে খুব সতর্ক থাকতে হবে. We have to know, we have to learn these things very carefully. Number one, eating and drinking intentionally. Intentionally, if you drink or eat, the time your fast will be nullified. Having relations with one's wife. Clearly, if we say that, if anyone intercourse with his wife, that time is, and her both, fasting or roza will be nullified. To vomit a mouthful intentionally. So if you have unintentionally, unwillingly, the term your fasting will be valid. Keep in mind. Water going down the throat whilst gargling while being conscious that one is fasting. And then smoking. Because of smoking. Things that don't break the fast. Using itrun. Itrun means scent. If you use scent, the term your fasting will be valid. Water going into the ears unwillingly. These are unwillingly. Applying oil on the body or hair. Taking an injection. Keep in mind, this is for as medicine you can take, but right now, this is invention of science that even you can take injection as food. So if you do like this, that time your fasting will be broken, nullified. And then a fly or mosquito going down one's throat unintentionally. Using a miswak. So if you use miswak, the time your fast will be available, valid. And number 8, swallowing your own saliva. Do you swallow? Yeah, if anyone does like this, that's allowed, no problem. But that is unlike thing. Okay, so types of fast. Apart from Ramadan, there are other masnoon fast as well during the year. Also, we can say there are fard, wajib, sunnah or mustahab, and then haram. 4 types of fasting are available. 4 types of fasting. Number 1 is fard. If we divide fast as fard, sunnah, wajib like this, if we want to divide those, we can divide in 4 types. Also, someone did 5 types. That's okay. Macro, that means unliked fasting. I'm gonna say that. Number 1, fard. Fasting of Ramadan is fard, no doubt. Wajib mean first of promising. If you promise, I must do this one if I can get this one, like this. Oh, if I get A+ in my test exam, I will keep 2 fasts. If you keep like this promise, and if you get like that A+, the time you have to do. This is obligatory. This is wajib. Number 3, I told you, sunnah. There are many types of sunnah. First, this one. Apart from Ramadan, there are other masnoon. Masnoon means sunnah first as well during the year. The 9th and 10th of Muharram, or 10th and 11th of Muharram. These are called Ashura. Sawm of Ashura, fast of Ashura. And then 6 days in Shawwal. After Ramadan, we will get Shawwal. During Shawwal, if we keep 6 first, that for that we will get a lot of rewards. How Prophet ﷺ said that if you keep first 1st of Shawwal after Ramadan, after 1st of Ramadan, the time Allah will give you reward of keeping the 1st of whole year. Subhanallah, like this reward you will get. Number 6, Sorry, number 2, we done 6 days in Shawwal. Number 3, the first 9 days of Dhul Hijjah. During Hajj, before Hajj, 9 days. Every Monday and Thursday. Every Monday and Thursday. This is very important. And number 5, fasting on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of every Islamic month, I mean lunar month or lunar month. These are called 13, 14, 15 are called ayyam. So I mean first of ayyam bidun. I think you got? And each is haram to first 5 days in the year. Keep in mind, we have some kinds of righteous people. This is over righteous people that who keep first all the year, whole the year. This is not allowed. 5 days are haram, totally haram. Eid al-Fitr. After Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us one day. That is Eid day, Eid al-Fitr. That the keeping fast on that day is totally haram. মাহির বছরে 5 দিন রোজা রাখা হারাম। তুমি বুঝতে পারছো কথাগুলো? না বুঝলে একটু নক দিবে আমারে। নাম্বার 1 হচ্ছে ঈদ উল ফিতর, ওই যে 30 দিন রোজা রাখার পর বা 29 দিন রোজা রাখার পর যেই দিনটা আসে শাওয়ালের প্রথম দিন, এটা হচ্ছে ঈদ উল ফিতরের দিন। On that day keeping fast is haram. Number 2, Eid al-Adha. On the day when we slaughter our animals to Allah, sacrificing to Allah, that day is called Eid al-Adha. এই যে মাহির, কুরবানি দিন আমরা গরু জবাই দিই, পশু জবাই দিই আল্লাহর উদ্দেশ্যে, এটা হচ্ছে ঈদ উল আযহার দিন। এই দিনও রোজা রাখা হারাম। So we got 2 days of Eid, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Number 3, I mean else 3 days are 3 days after Eid al-Adha. 3 days after Qurbani, also keeping fast is haram. Am I clear? You have to memorize these things, that haram fasting. When is haram? Keeping fast. When is haram? Keep fast. You have to tell me next class. Okay, and also you should revise the questions. You may be asked also these questions, any of these questions. Anyway, and I wanted to say that another thing, that is macro. That means unliked fasting. You can tell me what is that? Macro. What is macro? The macro thing is but this is some scholars say that one, that if keeping fast for wife without permission of her husband, this is macro. If her husband wants to skip fast, the time she shouldn't keep fasting. That is, if you do like that on that day, I mean without permission of husband, that time keeping fast on that day is macro. Also for husband, that is macro if his wife wants that. Okay, so up to here is our lesson. Do you have any question?
No.
No? So everyone, please, everyone is requested to do homework. I mean, you should do all these in a notebook. You should write down these things. And who can design nicely, I will check that. Okay? And you should memorize this thing, especially haram fast. When keeping fast is haram, when you should keep in mind. Ji Hujur, Nafis, what?
Can we take a picture so we know what we're supposed to write?
Oh, that's all thing you.
Huzur,
Ji Hujur.
it is sent it to my mom.
Ah, I already
should-
sent
Huh? Grande.
already sent this book to everyone. Why are you asking me again? Everyone should print this book. This is updated, and no one should print out book of Salah. In this book included Salah and fasting, as well as they are available Jummah prayer. They are available about I think Zakah, Taraweeh, Itiqaf, Eid, everything available, mashallah. And I have another book also, the third part of this book. This is Qurbani. Yeah, this is Zakat. So this book includes also Zakat. So you should print out this book. No one should delay. Also available Hajj. How nice book, subhanallah, this one. Okay. Do you anyone? Yeah. Hello. Anyone? Do you have question? Any more question?
No.
No. Ayan wants to leave early. That's why he has no question. Okay. And then. Okay. So up to here is our fiqh lesson. So
Assalamualaikum
inshallah, see you again on this lesson, on this fiqh lesson next Sunday. Listen to me. Hello. Who left?
Not me.
Who is that? Alman, Tamara, Ayan. Who left? Oh, okay. That was no. That is Ashiki. Ashiki. Okay, I just wake him up. That's why. Okay. Okay. Anyway.
Ushak.
So again, inshallah, see you all together on next Sunday at this time. Please, all are requested to join on time so that we can start on time. So no more today. All the best to you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Everyone can leave. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.